Welcome to Monday's Market Outlook here at Top Gun Options. Matthew Buckley, my call sign is Wiz, and folks had an absolute great time this weekend down in Miami with our first annual Top Gun Options Live Member Conference. You can take a look at our Facebook page, take a look at the pictures. Like I said, had an absolute blast, put out some great content, had a lot of great roundtables, and a lot of fun was had by all. So appreciate everybody who attended, and we're going to put temporarily on the flight schedule, probably an October conference out in Lake Tahoe. Beautiful time of the year out in Lake Tahoe. So we'll have some more information about that. More tactically, folks, tonight at 8 p.m. we're going to kick off our Full Throttle Week, a full week of live trading and training. Head to go.topgunoptions.com/joinft. That means join Full Throttle, and you can get access to a full week of live trading and training. The flight schedule for the week is on the page here. Just scroll down. I'll kick it off tonight with a Fights On brief at 8 p.m. Eastern. And don't worry if you can't attend all of the sessions. Everything's recorded, and we're going to be they're going to be put up on the replay page for you. And we'll throw in a copy of our OPCL, the Options Pocket Checklist, and our 7-step trade plan as well. Make sure you review that trade plan before tonight so you're familiar with it. Okay? A lot of stuff going on this week, folks. Jeff Sessions is supposed to testify this week. He's obviously the Attorney General. This should be interesting, man. It's going to keep the this Russia thing in focus, but no matter what side of the aisle you're on, you have to admit that last week James Comey did a hell of a lot more damage to himself than he did the president. Turns out he's a leaker. He's a potential liar. He could be in charge for perjury. He could be charged with a felony for a whole lot of things, folks. So the mudslinging is probably going to get worse, but at the end of the day, who cares? The guy's not going to get impeached, and we're going to be back to worrying about his agenda. Remember, the big pullbacks this year, if you can call them big pullbacks, there's the sell the State of the Union, political. There's the Republican clown car not being able to repeal Obamacare. And then there's the infamous Comey memo. So the major pullbacks this year have all been political. But we're starting to get tone deaf to it, and I really think the Democrats and a lot of those folks, they're overplaying their hand, okay? Here in the market, we're going to start getting tone deaf to this, and the FAANGs are getting hammered today. A little bit of sector rotation out of those momentum, Amazon, Apples, and maybe back into financials. But we're not imploding anytime soon. This isn't the big one, Elizabeth. Matter of fact, I just sent out a weekly options trade to my weekly options members, the 24.10, 24.15 bull put spread at $1.05, potentially making about $1,600 there by Thursday's close. Remember that. This trade technically expires the first print Friday morning of all stocks in the S&P 500. So for mere mortals like us, the last day to trade it or to manage it is Thursday when that closing bell sounds. So make sure, important safety tip. And remember, weekly options members, I'm going to be hosting the timing research roundtable here at 1 o'clock, so make sure you attend that as well. We're going to move our weekly options brief to Friday. A lot of the Fed's on tap this week, folks, and Goldman Sachs went from booting back a September rate hike to December, but now they're out today saying they're going to hike this week. So it just goes to show you Goldman Sachs puts their pants on the same way we do, one leg at a time. And they change their views often. But here's what's interesting about this. Remember what you're going to get a lot of wizisms this week, so to speak. When interest rates are high, stocks will die, right? And the Fed is trying to, look at the sub-headline there. Moves to rein in financial conditions appear to be having little impact. So as the Fed's slowly ratcheting up rates, they're wanting to see, equities cool down a little bit. Remember, who was it? Bernack and maybe even Janet. They started making or talking about biotechs might be overvalued or stuff like that. If you don't think the Fed watches the stock market, you're a fool. So they're ratcheting up these interest rates, and equities just keep going up. That's not a good thing, and you definitely want to be hedged. Speaking about hedges, one of the blinding greens in my portfolio this morning. Look at this. This trade was down about $2,000 last week. Now it's flat. It's a VXX bullish double vertical. So this goes up as volatility goes up and makes money. So this is one of those hedges on. So on a day like today, when the Dow's down 50, S&P's down 6, you should have some greens, some pinks, and then a blinding green, which is your VXX hedge. So this trade is up $1,400 just in a day. We had one of these that was down $2-3 grand, and all of a sudden the Comey memo came out. Dow was down 300 points, and that trade went from being down about $3 or $4 grand to up $4 grand in a matter of 10 to 15 minutes. So make sure, if you don't know how to hedge or what a double vertical is or even what VXX is, make sure you attend the Full Throttle sessions this week, and we'll talk about that. Because remember, folks, when vol is cheap, you buy it. When it's expensive, you sell it. We're going to be getting some industrial production number from China, and the central banks of Japan and Switzerland are also meeting this week. So we'll get some inflation data and also retail sales. I really don't think it's going to be that market moving. And I think we're heading, we're going to get back on our horse and head higher. The tech stocks are getting hit, though. I mean, this has been a momentum trade. I've talked about it. You know, these things just kept going higher. It's hard to put a top on these things unless you look at the left side of the chart, and then everybody's brilliant, right? So Citi piled on. Somebody else, Mizuho, cut. A bunch of folks cut. It's a feeding frenzy. Apple will head down. I'd add to my Apple Gen 19s now because it's just, seriously, even though I'm excuse me, I'm one of the biggest Apple what have you done for me lately? You know, where's the time machine? Where's the teletransporter? Where, you know, am I supposed to be excited about the iPhone 32? I mean, where's the Steve Jobs, you know, smashing type of technology? We're not seeing it. So I think that developer conference last week just kind of was a shrug of the shoulders and and that kind of is resulting in this off. Like I said, I put a bull put spread on right here at this level. This is the Comey memo snapback, and we kind of we treaded water right here around that 2410 line, and then said, "No, this thing's for real. Let's head higher." So I threw on that bull put spread today, and I think things are going to look pretty good. Like I said, big week ahead here. Top Gun Options. Head to go.topgunoptions.com/joinft, and join me tonight, kicking off at 8 o'clock with a snowflake warning. If you don't like politics and how they drive the market, you most likely don't want to attend because I'm gonna be ripping Republicans and Democrats apart and Trump. I'm one of the few professionals in the financial industry that predicted a Trump victory and a 10% market rally. Jeffrey Gunlock from Double Line Capital, who manages $95 billion, and one or two other hedge fund managers got it right as well, along with me. Goldman, Citi, Morgan Stanley, they all predicted Hillary win, and if Trump won, the market would go down 10%. They were all wrong. So I nailed this, and now I'm starting to think the Trump rally might fade. So join me for this week and my vol arb trader, Doug Robertson, and we'll talk to you about how to potentially hedge if we do see the big one, the Fred Sanford coming, and how to potentially profit off it. Okay, make sure you head to our Facebook page, facebook.com/TopGunOptions, so you can check out the pictures from this past weekend. Great event, and like I said, I'll see many of you who couldn't make this one in Lake Tahoe in October. Okay, have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge. I'll see some of you at 1 o'clock in timing research, and I'll see the rest of you tonight at 8 o'clock. God bless. We'll see you.